Good morning, everyone. Now airing the Insight Hub, where thoughtful conversations take flight for curious minds. Peer pressure. We have all felt it, but we don't always talk about it. It's like that quiet classmate who doesn't speak much, but somehow controls half the room with just a look. I am Samarpita Mohapatra, your podcast host on the episode Cracking Teenagers. I believe there are two types of teenagers. Those who proudly do their own thing no matter who's watching, and those who look left and right while making even the smallest choices, just to make sure they're not the odd one out. Which one are you? Alright, don't answer, because if you do, peer pressure may already be at work right here in this hall. Think about it. We often relate peer pressure to take place in dramatic situations, like in movies, where someone is forced into doing something wild and crazy. But in real life, it is usually much smaller and much quieter. It's in the way we dress, the words we use, and the choices we make every single day. And that is why peer pressure is so powerful. It creeps in without us even noticing. It is something that all of us experience, in the playground, in the classroom, and even outside school. It is something like an invisible force. It makes us think, if they are doing it, maybe I should too. And that is why it is so powerful. Sometimes it's harmless, sometimes it's risky, but every single time it asks us one question. Are we strong enough to stand firm when the crowd pulls us in a different direction? I still remember a time when almost everyone suddenly started using those expensive pens that glide like butter on paper. At first I thought it didn't matter because my pen was working perfectly fine. But day after day I started to notice how proudly everyone showed theirs off and how ordinary mine looked in comparison. So yeah, I'm guilty. I bought one too. And at first I felt proud, like I had caught up, I had belonged. But then I realized the harsh and very bitter truth. My handwriting didn't magically improve, my exams didn't become easier, and most importantly, no one really cared about it after the first week. That day, I understood something important. Peer pressure doesn't always scream at you. Sometimes it whispers. It doesn't always push you into breaking rules. Sometimes it convinces you to change who you are, even when you don't need to. In fact, if we look back, I'm sure all of us have that one object we bought. Not because we loved it, but because everyone else had it. Maybe it was a trendy water bottle, a pair of shoes, or a lunchbox with cartoon characters on it. At the time, it felt urgent, almost necessary. But now, most of these things are lying forgotten at the back of the drawer. So, that day, I understood something important. That peer pressure it convinces you to chase something temporary. Peer pressure also comes in its various forms. Direct pressure is when someone outright tells you to do something. Arey yaar, chal, let's bunk classes is the new cool thing. And indirect pressure is when everyone suddenly starts owning the same fancy water bottle and you feel like your plain one belongs in the museum, right next to Mona Lisa. It's antique. And silent pressure is when nobody says anything, but you feel it. The fear of being left out. I remember a story. A boy and his friend attending an exam in the exam hall. His friend slides his answer sheet down the desk. At first, the boy is tempted. His mind says, free marks? Who refuses free marks? But then he thinks, if I accept this today, he will expect the same from me tomorrow. That is not friendship. That is dependency. So he pushed the answer sheet back. And yes, he lost a friend for a week. But he gained something far more lasting. That is self-respect. Now the question arises, why do we give in to peer pressure so easily? Peer pressure is like Wi-Fi. Everybody is connected, except you of course, because you're the main character of the story. And then you panic and type in random passwords hoping something works. Deep down, all of us want to belong. We want to feel accepted, liked, and included. But sometimes I'm trying too hard to fit in. And we lose the one person we are never supposed to betray. That is ourselves. So how do we handle it? Ask yourself, is this really me? If you truly enjoy doing something, do it. If you're only copying, pause. Breathe, relax. Don't do what others are doing. And ask yourself, today's thrill might be tomorrow's regret. Ask yourself that, Will I still be proud of this decision from 10 years or a year from now? Choose your circle wisely. Friends are the people who respect your choices. They do not force theirs onto you. And most importantly, learn how to say no. Politely, of course. A respectful no can be much more stronger than 10 excuses on why you can't attend a toxic birthday party. History, after all, remembers the ones who dare to be different. Every change maker, every leader we admire today are the ones who stood against the crowd. They were not born extraordinary. They simply made extraordinary choices, even when the world told them to blend in. And that is why we still speak their names today. In the end, peer pressure will always exist. Children, teenagers, and even adults face it. But the people we admire the most are not the ones who follow blindly. They are the ones who pause, reflect, and choose for themselves. So let me leave you with this question. When everyone is busy trying to fit in the crowd, will you lose yourself in the crowd, or will you be there to be remembered as yourself? So stay happy, spread love. Until the next episode, it's your host Samarpita signing out. Bye-bye.